Joe from Storks Plows. Today we're working on a 2020 GMC Denali 3500. The mount will fit 2500 and up. So the first thing you want to do is, there's a splash shield on the bottom of these trucks and you want to take them off. There's about 15 bolts all the way across here. It'll bring this bottom piece down, and then once you get that off, you come inside here and there's bolts, 2 bolts here and then 2 in the back here, and that'll take this bottom piece off. That way there's no cutting of the bumper, no cutting of the plastic. You just take it off and set it back in the back of the truck. Once you get that all off, you don't have to cut none of this chrome. The next step is to take these 2 bolts out that hold your tow hooks in. They're 18 millimeters. Once you take those out, you'll have access to put your mount up. Those are the bolts you remove, and the tow hook stays in for support between the frame. Okay, on the GMCs, there's this big rubber cover that covers the tow hooks. You got to remove that so the mount will fit up inside. So what you got is 2 clips, 1 plastic clip on each side. You got to pry out, and then you got to pull this rubber down and get it away from the tow hooks. So with a little help from a friend, you hold the tow hooks and line the bolt holes up. Do not tighten any bolts until the end. And then your mount's up. You got this little bracket that goes on the back of this mount. It wraps around the sway bar, and then your bolts come from the inside out. At this point, you tighten those 2 bolts. Then you got your mount pretty well set where you want to set it. Then you can tighten your front 2 bolts, and then you have 2 holes in the back here to drill. There's your mounts. Bolts on, these 2 bolts on. And in the back here, you have 2 holes that you have to drill. For this bottom hole, you want to loosen this sway bar bolt. When you run your drill in, if you don't loosen this sway bar bolt, it will hit that bolt and break your drill bit in half. This one and this one have to be drilled a 1/2 inch. Once you have those holes drilled in the side of the frame, then you're going to have to fish your bars through. If you look on the last page of the instructions, they tell you how to bend the bars. These bars do not come pre-bent. You must bend them for each side and each. So once you get your bars bent in the position that you need them and the holes drilled, you come in through the front where the tow hook is and fish your bolt out. And put nuts on them. It takes a little finagling, and this side will be pretty easy because there's an access hole. The driver's side doesn't have an access hole. Once you get them bolt bars in and the nuts on, tighten them and your mount's on. Once your mount is on and everything's tight with both sides, do not forget to tighten your 10mm bolt that you loosened from your sway bar. Once you have everything tight, you're going to have these bars sticking out. You can either leave them there, up to you, or we usually cut them off. We'll usually take a Dremel saw and cut them off. It'll make it look more nicer and easier access to your tow hooks without hitting the bars. And once that's done, you're ready to go.